time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. As we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your morning with our hybrid all-in-one inverter, powering our prosperity and happiness.
Sustainable future, making the shell. Start time solar.
But also nurture what is dear to us, powering trust and support, empowering us to do things that really matters. Start Times Solar, your life.
The Ondo State government, in collaboration with the World Bank and French Development Agency, is reforming the grassroots through the Rural Access and Agriculture Marketing Project, RAMP. Good news to all grassroots dwellers across the local as RAMP is ready to expose their farming activities and produce to the world. As part of its objectives, RAMP will embark on upgrading and rehabilitation of more than 800 kilometers of rural roads, construction of drainages for ridges and culverts, construction of agro-logistics modern market hubs across the state, maintenance of rural roads through people that are living in the rural corridors, employment generation through provision of infrastructure and other incentives that will encourage youth participation in agriculture and farming activities, establishment of state roads funds and Rural Access and Roads Agency. We now implore the good people of Ondo State to be part of the implementation process and take up the ownership with proper maintenance. For inquiry, contact RAMP Office 87B Obafemi Awolowo Way, Alagbaka, Akure.
Rampo Ariye Arita Atajere Igbe Aye Irorun.
It's a place very close to you. A place easily accessible in a serene environment with adequate security. Ade Super Hotels Limited is the place with the state-of-the-art facility, spacious car park, air-conditioned rooms and suites with modern toilet facilities, standard swimming pool, well-stocked indoor and outdoor baths, boardroom for corporate meetings, halls for all kinds of events and parties, a gymnasium equipped with up-to-date facilities, restaurants that provide local and continental dishes with special services for banquet and buffet. Laundry services are also available. At Ade Super Hotels Limited, you are assured of 24 hours power supply as well as best ever reception that you can imagine. Ade Super Hotel is located in Akure, Ondo State. Telephone 0803-440-4358, 034-206-855. Email adesuperhotelsakure@yahoo.com. Website www.adesuperhotels.com. Ade Super Hotels Limited. Hotel with passion for maximum comfort.
Ambition. My G. For our ambition, we go hard.
We go day night till we make it.
We go hard till we find that perfect beat.
The perfect beat, the one the world will put on repeat.
So we chase greatness in every moment, making every naira count.
We put out content after content till it's comment after comment. And with Glow by our side,
We have more to offer.
because the My G bundle comes with bonuses giving you way more data value and way more steez on IG, Snapchat, TikTok, WhatsApp, Glow TV, Audiomack, and Boomplay in one fly package. Dial *312# now and select My G bundle.
Glow Unlimited.
On the news tonight, as Edo residents head to poll, President Tinubu sues for peaceful election. Inspector General of Police orders restriction of movements on roads, waterways. Federal Government Committee on Consequential Adjustment reaches agreement. Good evening and thanks for joining us on NTA Akure News at 7. I am Abiola Ario. As electorate in Edo State prepare to elect a new governor for this Saturday, President Bola Tinubu has called on all stakeholders in the upcoming Edo State governorship elections to conduct themselves peacefully and sportingly. In a statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the President implores the governorship candidates, political parties, and its supporters to respect the democratic process and the people's will. President Tinubu expresses belief in the voters' ability to make informed decisions about their future leaders, while emphasizing that democracy thrives on civility, tolerance, patience, and respect for the rules of the game. He notes that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has committed to conducting a free, fair election and urges all stakeholders to work together to ensure a successful and peaceful process. The President commends the governorship candidates and political parties for their campaigns, which have focused on issues that matter most to the people of Edo State, including improving livelihoods, promoting economic growth, and contributing to national development. President Tinubu also expresses unwavering confidence in the professionalism and integrity of security agencies and INEC officials, urging them to remain impartial and avoid any actions that could compromise the integrity of the electoral process. The Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetokun has directed the restriction of movement in Edo ahead of the governorship poll in the state. To ensure each free exercise, the IGP ordered the restriction of movement in the state. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the IGP has ordered the restriction of all vehicular movements on roads, waterways, and other forms of transportation from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on election day. The statement, however, said exceptions will be made for essential services, including accredited media, electoral officials, ambulances, and emergency responders. To maintain the integrity of the electoral process, the IGP has also placed a ban on all security aids and escorts accompanying VIPs to polling booths and collation centers. Also, Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Shehu Mohammed has directed adequate deployment of personnel for the Edo State governorship election as part of efforts put in place and to ensure smooth conduct of the forthcoming Edo State gubernatorial elections. The Corps Marshal ordered operatives of the Corps to collaborate with other security agencies to enforce compliance on restrictions of vehicular movement. The directive also mandates the personnel to clear obstructions from the roads, carry out rescue operations in case of emergencies, and maintain orderliness in polling booths. The Federal Government Committee on Consequential Adjustments in Salaries has reached agreement on a particular option 1 week after its inauguration. Aman Jabani reports that head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Esther Walsinjak, made the announcement after the committee's meeting. To report.
Committee has, as part of its terms of reference, to negotiate and agree on the consequential adjustments in salaries arising from the provisions of the National Minimum Wage Act 2024. After 7 days of extensive and rigorous deliberations, the committee has agreed on a particular option that all parties involved believe will make workers happy.
So the committee has agreed on a particular option for the consequential adjustments. And to that end, the committee has signed a memorandum of association. That is, Labour side and government side have agreed on this particular option, and it is now left for the committee to forward its resolutions to government for further action. The assurance to civil servants is that, yes, we have crossed the first hurdle, and we believe that government will do what is in the best interest of the civil servants.
First of all, I want to thank God and then thank the head of civil service of the Federation What I want to just say is we believe that what we have done fair to both the workers and federal government. And this thing, I believe everybody, when it comes out, everybody will be happy.
The committee says the implementation will take effect when the act is assented to by the government. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Okesikan News at 7. We shall be back after this break. Please stay with us.
Báwo la ti fẹ́ sanwó mi? Farabalẹ̀. 1,000. We go wash plate tire o. Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, èló lówó wa? Brother, na 3,005. Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo. 1,000. Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ̀.
I told you.
Na what go tell?
Glad to know you're still there. 37 federal universities and 7 teaching hospitals are slated to be connected with solar mini-grid to address challenge of power supply. Joshua Ojito reports that 16 universities and 2 teaching hospitals are already benefiting with phase 3 of the project set to commence.
The solar connection for federal universities and teaching hospitals is being implemented under the Energizing Education Program, funded by the federal government in partnership with donor agencies through the Nigeria Electrification Project. Following the success story of Phase 1 and 2 of the project, plans are underway to commence Phase 3. In view of this, the Rural Electrification Agency engaged universities that have already benefited from the solar mini-grids and agreed that, in the interest of sustainability of the project, universities should take ownership.
By investing in energy infrastructure and ensuring that all educational institutions have access to reliable and affordable electricity, we can create a brighter future for our nation.
In each university, we provide the hybrid mini-grid. We improve the distribution infrastructure to ensure connectivity between the mini-grid and the main grid. We also upgrade a number of substations. We have also done 100% metering in all these universities, and at the same time also deployed a SCADA system.
These assets in those universities do not only represent, power for those universities. It also represents a step towards more energy efficient institutions.
This very project has come at the right time. I cannot emphasize how important it is.
The coming of this project, for me, is already a relief to us.
The Energizing Education Program also covers establishment of training centers for students. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
News. The Securities and Exchange Commission has encouraged government agencies and state-owned enterprises to list on the Nigerian Exchange Limited. For this and more on Business News, let's join Dorcas Ojodu. The Central Bank of Nigeria is projected to generate approximately 50 billion naira by the end of 2024 from the newly introduced 0.005% cyber security levy on electronic transactions, according to economic analysts. The data from the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System reveals that electronic payments reached a combined total of 987 trillion naira between 2022 and 2023. Applying the 0.005% levy to this total result is an estimated revenue of approximately 49.35 billion naira. In another development, the federal government has announced that Nigeria's nominal gross domestic product reached 60.93 trillion naira in the second quarter of 2024, reflecting significant improvements in the nation's economy. It also stated its commitment to implement policies to help identify inefficiencies and ensure that resources are directed towards their intended purposes. The permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Lydia Jafia, said this in Abuja. Lastly, on business news, the Securities and Exchange Commission has encouraged government agencies and state-owned enterprises to list on the Nigerian Exchange Limited. The Director General of SEC, Timi Agama, disclosed this in Abuja. He added that to support the initiative, the secretary would offer incentives to encourage state-owned enterprises to list on the exchange. And that's all on business news. Nta Akure broadcast Ojodun, NTA News. Let's join Olumide Guntola for stories trending in the sporting world.
Nigeria's female national rugby league team is on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup after defeating their counterpart from Kenya 22-14 in the team's first ever Women's World Cup qualifier. The second leg comes up in Nairobi on Sunday to decide the country that will represent the continent in the inaugural 2025 World Series. In football, Nigeria's Super Eagles came forward to continue their good runs in the 2025 AFCON qualifier with a double-header against Libya next month. Although the search for the team's head is still on, there are indications that Bruno Labbadia will lead the Eagles after the German coach posted on his social media handle, "New chapter," accompanied by the Nigerian flag. He was to have led the Super Eagles in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda before NFF announced the kind of agreement over who will be responsible for the payment of taxes in Nigeria and Germany. From the continental scene, Nigeria's reigning league champions Enugu Rangers coach Fidelis Elechukwu has declared the clash with Sagrada Esperanca in CAF Champions League as a cup final with the mindset of consolidating on the first leg victory. Rangers takes a 1-0 lead into the match slated for Sunday in Luanda, Angola. A win for the Nigerian team will guarantee a ticket for the group stage of the competition. In the CAF Confederations Cup, Nigeria's representative Enyimba Football Club of Aba is targeting victory against Etoile Filante of Burkina Faso on Sunday in Uyo. Enyimba got an away point in the first leg encounter that ended goalless and be relying on improved tactics and home support to silence the visitors. And in boxing, Nigeria's Anthony Joshua will attempt to become three-time heavyweight champion on Saturday as he takes on Daniel Dubois for the IBF World Heavyweight Boxing title at Wembley. With sports updates, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
And that's our package for this evening. We thank you for watching. Do stand by for Iroyin. Good evening.